red pill filled with use some of my photos. Red pill filled with.
Yes, we are live. How are we doing, folks? How are we doing? Hope we're doing well. You're doing good if you are. I tell you, there's so much of guanin all over the place that it's bound to give hidden secret anxieties all over the place, and it's to try and transcend all that. Remember who you are, you know? Don't want to go off on one, but yes, peeps. Excuse me. Knowledge trip. Yes, Buddha. Fanny Craddock. Yes, Fanny Craddock. Nice name. Me do likes. How we diddling? On this beautiful Wednesday. Beautiful Wednesday. Depends on your mindset, doesn't it? It could be the weirdest, fucked up day, pardon my French, in history. Or, if you're not going to let that crap get you down, boom, you're on another plateau, aren't you? And that's the way I try and deal with it. Yes! Phil just sent Katie a message to ask you a question. Dum. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm more than open to answering questions. That's fine, my friend. Knowledge. I don't owe you any money, do I? The question's not going to be, when are you going to give me that 50 quid, Phil? It's a question, innit? So hope it's not that one. Yes, Fanny. Do we? Oh, man. Is there any way I can kind of abbreviate your name somewhere? Because, man, you know, this topic of this show is all about survivors. And if I'm going to, yes, Fanny, it's kind of like, boom. Does he really mean what he says? But no, Craddock, I mean, I don't know which one's worse. Fan. Yes, Fan. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine, thank you. Yes, and we've got another one in the house. June Moss. Yes, June. How we diddling? Hope we're doing all right. Hope we're doing all right. Hope we're keeping our nearest and dearest astute and very warm in all different manners, all different aspects. I know that sounds like very vague, but you know what I mean. As long as you're looking after you and yours, and you're all right, your family's all right. And then from that position, you can then move out and save the goddamn world. But if that position is a little bit skew with, well, there may be trouble ahead. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So thank you, guys. Sure you're all doing sweet. It's really nice to have you along. Thank you. Going back to fans' question. I'm doing all right. I am doing fine. As we know, whether you watched my the content on Facebook in terms of the ride that I was doing on the 24th of June, you may have, you may not have. So the purpose of this now is one, to inform you, people of YouTube, Twitch, and what's the other one? Facebook, childrensmatter.news. Big up to Katie Jane Swallow. And also, just to give an overview of the actual day, or couple of days, man, it started with a long day. I'll tell you, a very long day. The first day, the Friday, riding down, it kind of hit me as I got to Debdale Park. I'm like, whoa, this is on now, you know, no backing out. Not that I was about to, but it was on. I'd spent a day or so packing the car that my friend was going to drive up, and I was packing, you know, contemplating what gear I needed on me in order to complete it, you know, to cover all different grounds. food, repairs on the bike, weather changes, all that kind of stuff. I had to carry it all. So, yeah, set off roughly just after midday, probably near to 1, probably. A couple of stops along the way, which was very entertaining to say. Put myself in. Yes, how we doing? A couple of stops along the way. Much needed. The first couple of hours was high incline. But long story short, got there in one piece. Managed to meet up with my co-conspirator, my paddy, my mate, my friend, who is Patrick, otherwise known as Paddy. He was driving the support vehicle with the camping stuff. That was the other concern, is that even if you converge at the right time, if you've not got the right equipment, you can't do it. If you've not got simple things, you can't cook. The tent, if you've not got all the equipment for the tent, you can't put that up. So I was very mindful that even though I'd met him, just hoping that I'd packed everything, and I did. We managed to eat well. It was the first time that he'd been camping, so it was great for him. And obviously, he wanted to support the cause. The unfortunate part about all that is my friend Paddy is a bus driver. Okay, I'm not going to say who he works for, because it's probably a bit below the belt. But the employers were duly given enough notice, because he asked if he could possibly have the day off because he wanted to help with this challenge. At the very least, could he have some hours off? And they declined on both levels, which was a bit of a bummer. He's a great guy. He'll do anything for anybody. Paddy, the people in Hull will testify to that. He got on with them like a house on fire. They were all wondering why he had 2 sets of glasses on his head. And one is prescription, one's not. That's the answer. But, it caused a bit of a stir, let me tell you. So it was a bit of a bummer that they'd said that. However, they have donated £30 towards the cause. So that's something. But considering that we're all, if you're working, lucky enough to work, that's a strange thing to say. But if you're lucky enough to be earning money at this point now, you're pretty much a slave. Now, that doesn't mean that you're hard sweat, slave labor. But in terms of the hours that you spend at work, in terms of, as opposed to the hours that you spend at home with your family, you spend more time, quality time at work than you do at home. Considering your pay, considering the cost of living now that has gone exponentially up in all different facets, then if your wage is still the same, then technically you've had a wage drop. Yeah. Now, like I say, if you're lucky enough to be working, imagine if you're not. So we're slaves to the system. We're paying somebody to actually, we're working to actually give somebody some good money, make them some good money. And it's wrong. I've always felt that. We all feel that. Even if you love your job, spiritually as an individual, I am not destined to paint walls for 8-9 hours a day. I'm not. I don't care if you throw architrave skating boards in there. I'm not. I'm a divine spirit. We all are. And we all have a bigger purpose. We all can be much bigger as a collective unit, but individually, prosperity. We should be entitled to prosperity, So they decided not to do that. They donated the money, but that's fine. He got together with us and we had a chilled night. It was cool. The following day, we had breakfast. Beat a bit of breakfast at a campsite, sausage, bacon, beans. We had muffins, we had toast, we had brews. It was like, beautiful. All cooked by ourselves, seriously. So it was mint. He enjoyed that, the whole camping thing, said he would love to do it with his family, and no doubt we'll go out as the guy thing and do the camping thing again. But we knew we were there for a mission. We were there, right, for survivors, which was two great causes: Ethan's journey to Discovery and United Hull against grooming. And we were fully supportive of the pair of them. So packed down, threw all the stuff in the vehicle. Then I was ready to go. Intermittently, I was doing little bits of streams and just filming stupid shit and kind of uploading it. But then from there, I organised with Ian how to get into the centre of Hull, which was probably about a 2.5 hour ride from there. That's the following day. That's after probably the best part of a 7-hour ride on Friday. I didn't know whether I would have it in my legs. I was expecting my legs. I was expecting to be limping and aching and really sore, but I wasn't. I was fine. Albeit, they would have carried from the night before, but I was fine. Within probably half an hour, it became apparent that I was riding for a hell of a long time the night before. And believe it or not, when it kicked in, the tune that come into my earpiece when I was listening to my music was a tune called Feel Your Pain. It's like, what? In terms of the riding, it was a great ride going up. It was a great ride the following day going through Hull. Beautiful flat lands, pastures, wheat fields. It was great. I had a little bit of a run-in with some cows and bulls on a cycle path, which was quite amusing. And the beautiful thing is, this is where it gets really nice. I was just expecting just to ride in there, like you do. How you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm here, No, that wasn't the case. Ian had arranged, and Donna, to meet me at a set location and then guide me in that last mile or so in to Hull, into the new Trinity Club. And it was amazing to meet Donna. I'd never met Donna before, spoke to her many times. Dave, it was a pleasure to see them both in the big white van, followed them down and got to the venue, New Trinity Club, where there had been a fun day. Now, unluckily, I missed the majority of the fun day. Well, I missed it all. But that doesn't mean it wasn't good. It wasn't a success for the people of Hull and for the group that is called United Hull Against Grooming. They raised on that day in excess of £1,300. £1,300. So we've got to thank everyone who played a part in that day. The organising of it, the people that volunteered, their services, their wares, whatever was going on. I didn't see it, so I don't know. The lovely lady that was preparing the barbecue when we got there, apparently she'd been doing that all day. So, and without saying, the actual owner of the establishment, which basically he gave up his premises for free, and all proceeds were going to go to United Hull Against Grooming. So it's like, it was a win-win. When I got to the event, there was probably 10 or 15 people standing, cheering, waving flags, looking very jubilant that I'd made it in one piece and I wasn't limping. It was overwhelming. It's not about me, it's about the ride, it's about the survivors. But the fact is that they acknowledged what I'd done. And that was overwhelming when they kept coming up and saying, thank you for what you've done, thank you for what you've done. I'm like, it's all right. But I felt it. They were very, very appreciative, very, very welcoming to both Paddy and I. We both had a little something to eat. Paddy being Paddy, got his Paddy's worth out of it. You know what I mean? I was more polite. But Paddy is a beautiful guy, beautiful soul, help anybody. And people could see it. They could see his energy as soon as he got there. So it was a great, probably hour, 2 hours that we were there. We were talking to Ian, talking to Donna, talking to Dave, having little chats with individuals that were there that respectfully and thankfully and graciously stayed behind to greet Paddy and I coming in. It was a great moment. I had a few photos, had a little bit of a stream. It's all on my Facebook. But ultimately, it was a great event, a great day, great couple of days riding, because I managed to merge something that I love. I managed to ride in places where I've never been before on a bike. Many cycle paths that I now think, yes, in the middle of nowhere, just a cycling path, you know. There's many times when I've done marches or gone to meet someone for an interview or whatever it may be, traveling out of town anyway. And I'll be sat on the train and I'll just be looking out. You tend to see kind of greenbelt pastures. You might see a canal, a little walkway, a path or whatever. And as I've said in previous streams, I've always wondered, I'd love to be on that. I'd love to be able to get to there, to be able to just have a ride around here. And doing that challenge gave me that opportunity in abundance, and it was beautiful. The weather, I will say this, was awesome on both days. Initially, the weather was due to be really bad, and maybe someone's looking out for me. I have no idea, but it was beautiful. It was a win-win for money, for obviously gaining awareness for both causes, and as a personal challenge to me, it was a win. I loved it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat, without a doubt. And I'm sure Paddy would do it again. You know, I'm sure he'd like to ride this time because he wasn't riding, you know. But it was ultimately a great event, guys. And I just wanted to come on to convey that to you, and to also, like I say, to thank everybody that was involved in that, whatever way you were involved in it. From what I do believe, survivors were there on the day as well. Same again, I'm gutted that I wasn't there early enough to meet, to greet, to talk to the people and just see the event that was going on, the fun day. But what I will say is there was good money raised, very good money raised. Like I say, Ian raised £1,300, or should I say the group, United Hull Against Grooming, raised £1,300. Now that might have gone up by the time I'm actually talking to you now. Wouldn't it be great if it did? My said GoFundMe's, if I go to this one, this is Ian's, United Hull Against Grooming. And you can see, smashed through the target. Absolutely ecstatic. Thank you very much to everybody, whatever platform you're on now, everybody. But primarily, the main thanks goes to people that could and did donate. It was excellent for you to do that. And if I can, Ian Broadbent, Anonymous, I scroll down this, yes. Jane Collins, Michael Poxton, right, sorry if I've butchered it. Another Anonymous, you know who you are. Mike Hall, I think I know who that is. Michael Oke, and I think I know who that is. Tony Watson, I think I know who that is. Janice Hackney, apologies. Anonymous, Tony Stanbury, John Hepton, and the lovely Leslie B, because I do know who that is. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Seriously. Now, got one more which was the other GoFundMe, which was for Ward 18 of the Birmingham Children's Hospital. Now, that was the hospital and the ward that supported and helped young Ethan to recover. He's in remission, I do believe, at this moment in time. Let's hope that stays like that. But what I'm of the understanding is they moved mountains to help him. And clearly he rung the bell, and we all know what that means. So until the charity status that they so crave is instated, that they requested that any money that could be raised, they would love it to go to Birmingham Children's Hospital, Ward 18. So that's all good. I didn't mind doing that. I know, guys, you know, we all need hospitals as much as we're not impressed with many facets of the NHS. We have got to acknowledge when they do save lives, when they do help people. You know what I mean? We all know, and I can jump both sides on it just like you can, guys, but I'm going to give credit where it's due. So unfortunately, we didn't hit target on this one. Everyone's got their own choice as to what they wanted to donate to, but £85, it's better than a slap in the face. So I'm still buzzing with that. And same again, I would like to thank everybody who managed to donate. Okay, let's see if I can grab you. Michael Oakey again. Thank you, Michael. That's both that you donated to. Sean Morris. Anonymous, thank you very much. Dave Proctor. Yes, Dave, you're a big man. Thank you. And Richard Prescott. Is that it? Or is there more? We've got more? No, that's it. All superstars. We all know how hard it is at the moment. And what I will say is, that is yet to go in to this as well. So I think I'm going to do the honourable thing and donate this to Birmingham's Children's Hospital just to bump it over the £100 mark. Yeah, I think that's probably the fairest thing to do, as they're the ones that have not reached the target. But we hit the target because we managed to do the event, the ride. We managed to get there in one piece. We managed to camp safely. We managed to connect with the people of Hull up there, and people of Facebook and further beyond managed to get awareness of not only that we were doing that, but why we were doing it, and if they could donate money. So it's like, we haven't lost at all here. We haven't lost. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing to have been a part of it, and I'm buzzing for every individual that had something to do with it. Everyone. I'm buzzing with every individual that liked it on Facebook. I'm buzzing with every individual that shared it on Facebook. I'm buzzing with every individual that gave a positive comment on Facebook. So it's like, fuck it, this is where you love people, you know? This is where you see the beauty. You see what your followers are all about. You know what I mean? You get to actually have a little window into their heart. They've got hearts. They're sincere. They're genuine. So this is why I'm here. This is why I keep doing this shit, because I know there's people out there like this. Not everyone is triggering. Not everyone is shit scared. Pardon my French. There's people who want to stand up, people who see things that are wrong, and people that help a brother or a sister when they're down. Fucking boom. Sorry again. Where are we going? Let's go back to some comments. Sorry, I kind of ranted on a little bit. I just had to get a lot out there. Yes, Lee. How we doing, lad? Yeah, mate. Like I say, there's many people that got that going. You know, I love the ride. Physically, definitely took me to places I haven't been before on a bike. My God. But, man, Didn't feel the pain because it was all about the bigger picture. You know what I mean? And I'm just people looking and land looking while I'm riding. It was a beautiful experience, mate. So when people are saying, "Oh, thank you for what you've done," I should be saying thank you, because me coming to Hull, why would I have come to Hull? Oh, it's to see you guys. But you know what? I've got to see what I've got to see, even if I did get nearly taken out by cows and bulls. It's a mad clip, mad day that. Yes, Stuart. Yes, how we doing? Hope we're doing well. Yes, Stuart. Look. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Yes. Honestly, thanks to us all, because as a collective, we've managed to do that. Don't matter about me riding. I can ride for 12 hours, but if no one's going to help organise in terms of the way it panned out, if no one's going to organise an open day, like a table day, you know, and the little things that was involved in that. If no one's going to donate, then it means jack shit. It absolutely means nothing at all. So I don't see it as I've done the most here because I was riding for nearly. No. What about the lovely lady that was cooking food stood on her feet? You know what I mean? And it was fucking nice as well. That's Paddy. He ate most of it. Man, in fact, I ain't bringing him again. Eating all the barbecue out like that. You know what I mean? He nearly put Hull on the poverty line. I'm telling you. Yes. Oh, mate. Well, listen, why don't you try and get a hotspot off someone who's sat on the bus now and go, dude, this is important. Throw us over a bit of data, bro, for a good cause. Yeah, you know what you'll get. Be something off, won't it? You know what I mean? So, excellent. Excellente. Thank you to everyone. It was a great occasion. I'd love to say I can't wait to do it again. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to doing something like that again. Whether it's Hull, whether it's another destination, whether it's doing another challenge, something else. Talking with Paddy. Don't only revolve around riding, although I love riding, I can get to A and B. Do anything. So why not? For good causes, for awareness, to give people that bit of hope, to give people that bit of positivity, because that's the one thing that I seen that was running through all this. Yeah. And that's not like, oh, that's me. No, same again. This is everybody that played the part in it. You played a part in giving people hope that were online and giving people, pardon my French, a shitload of positivity. You know what I mean? You played your part in it. Big yourself up. So I'm kind of pretty much done, really. Unless you guys want to bring up something, but I'm pretty much done. That's all I kind of wanted to come and say. Yeah, I'm still fine. I've still got legs, even though they didn't want to work on Monday morning. But everything was fine. Kind of got it out of my system now, batting on. You know what I mean? Maybe the next GoFundMe will be for a cryogenic tank. I would love that. I spend the whole goddamn weekend in it. Seriously. So the one thing I will say, before I go, no one comments. Survivors. For survivors. Acknowledging what survivors are going through. Letting people and survivors know that you don't have to feel suppressed around me. You don't have to feel that you can't be honest and genuine about what you've experienced about me, around me. You don't have to do that. You don't have to feel that as soon as you allude to what has happened to you in the past, all of a sudden it's going to get paradigmal. No. And I think this little community that watches this content all feel exactly the same way. As much as a paradigm is slapped on them, I never see it, not when it comes to survivors. They don't make it political. It's just about what has happened to that individual. Yeah? Don't make it about the colour of the skin. It's about what has happened to the individual. Don't have to be projecting intolerance because you've decided to diversify into this section of abuse. Seriously? The people who follow Jimmy Savile and all the abuse that he's done, do they get similar discrimination because of it? No, they're not. They're allowed to talk about it. If you talk about Cyril Smith, do you get the same discriminatory behavior? No, you're allowed to talk about it. The victims, if they come out, are listened to in a way, but they're acknowledged. There won't be anything cast upon them in this sense. Whether people believe them, that's always the case with all forms of abuse. But when you listen to what these ladies are talking about and the age, what kind of things that have happened to them, do you really think that that's a blag? Do you really think we've got a group of women now classing themselves as survivors, just telling a load of porkies to everyone? What, to get them outraged? What, to create a race war? No, they're not. And I will show you this. This is the reason why they're not. Get rid of that. Just get this up. Sick. I put it up on my Facebook today. I mean, it's probably old news. It is. I only heard about it yesterday. Ringleader of Rochdale's infamous sex grooming gang has avoided deportation tribunal hears. So my initial point when I posted this was solely for survivors. What do survivors think looking at that? Whether they were unfortunately victims of this piece of shit or not. There's many women I know that are survivors that have told me that they've watched something totally different and something's triggered them. Something set something off. And that is something that they've got to live with. They've got to try and manage. You know, a survivor don't just close the door on it and everything's fine. It could be the most lightest of conversation. A word might have been used. A piece of clothing. It could be anything. So with this piece of shit, imagine when survivors, not only of Rochdale, but further afield, have got to listen that, you know what? It's hard enough speaking up. It's hard enough showing your face without people calling you this and calling you that, when I've just been violated in the most grotesque way by multiple men on a regular basis, exploited, trafficked, you know. When they hear that the human rights has kicked in and supported him over them, fucked up, pardon my French. That was my first thought. Where's the human rights for the survivor? When they write this article, are they thinking of the survivor? When the tribunal got together, are they considering the survivor? Survivor is not mentioned once in this article. Because it's not about that, but there's no consideration either. Here we go. Yes. Wow, bro. Okay. That's very nice of you. Just about to get going. My daughter's just legged it in. Okay, bro. Thank you. What I'll do, I will copy that link. That one is the United Hull against grooming for solicitors fees. Okay, that's that one. Have we got the other one there? Yeah, here we go. This is the one for Birmingham Hospital, Ward 18. So take your pick, my friend. It's, whichever one. Thank you very much for your donation. Honestly, it means a lot. It'll mean a lot to the people that it will be going to help as well. So brilliant. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you. And anyone else, there's the links if you choose to. So yeah, I've kind of said, I just wanted to bring that quick little point up in regards to that story. You just can't consider a world where someone who's convicted of sex offences, trafficking, exploitation, where the rights of that individual supersede the victim or victims. I wouldn't even say it's plural. Even saying plural is undervaluing it, underestimating it, isn't it? Sick. So you can only hope that survivors gain that information and try and make themselves a little bit stronger. Try and make themselves more resilient. And it's awful to say that. Horrible. Try and move beyond it. Try and put belief in who they are and not what the system is, not what the judiciary is. It's ultimate belief in the individual, and try to get support and solace from friends, family, and if you're lucky, a good online community. You know what I mean? That's probably it, innit? Maybe, there's plenty of missing out there, but that's just a little bit. Can you please leave the link after the video as my data is going? Thank you, pal. Yes, I'll make your tracks on the bus. I will do, my friend. And thank you for your interest as well. What I'll do, I'm going to get going now anyway. I'm going to love you all. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to upload it onto Facebook as well to say hi and thank you to all the Facebook guys. So what I'll do, I'll put both links in the description of this stream, sir. So at some point, when you've got the relevant data, you can bang back in there and do what you need to do. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is hopefully I'll be having a chat with Ian in the next day or so, and I might have a couple of surprise guests on that as well, but I don't want to say too much until it actually materializes. So yes, guys, I just wanted to come on and say hi to you. Thank you very much for everything. There will be more content coming up. Big shout out going to Katie Jane Swallow, Children's Matter.news, and all affiliates. Keep looking on the Facebook channel, Red Pill Phil, and where else am I on? Charles Phillips on Facebook as well, and YouTube, Red Pill Phil. Nice one. Forget the bit shoot, that's kind of a waste of time. But nice one, guys. All I've got to say is love you all. Respect to all survivors out there. Love you all. Even the pissing haters. God bless. You take care, guys. Get back to that. There we go. Now I can go. See you later, guys.
I love you. 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 I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. 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 I love you.